you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Roundtable. It's another lunchtime edition. That's right, I'm right here in my 5th grade classroom at lunch with my students who are all first-generation Americans, believe it or not, which is why our next guest is so important. Jaime Lozano, everyone I know asks me, have I interviewed Jaime? Robbie Roselle, Mauricio Martínez, all the people that are on the pulse of the next generation of great theater writers. Jaime's won every award. You've won them all, Jaime. And now you're coming to do a special concert at Lortel. You have a new musical being done. Jaime, I need to know how he does it all. Jaime Lozano, welcome to the show.
Hey, Robert. Thank you for having me. So excited. And I'm so happy to be joining you in your lunch break.
Yeah, welcome to lunch. Diet Coke and all right here. So tell me, when did you decide that you were going to be a songwriter? When did you realize you can write?
You know, I mean, I have always been a storyteller. I mean, since I was a kid, I like this thing about telling stories and creating words. But I never had the chance to formally write when I was a kid or when I was a teenager. I actually started writing songs I could say I was around maybe 17 years old. Yeah, it's something that I might try when I was a kid. Maybe I have a few attempts, but it wasn't nothing serious because no one in my family do music or theater. So it was something that feels like a very far away from me. But then one thing just lead to the other one. And when I was, I actually was supposed to study criminology. And I was about to enroll at school. And then something told me, wait, you shouldn't study this. Just wait and something's going to happen. And 1 year later, I was writing songs and enrolling in music school and writing musicals. But it was like one choice led me to the other one. You know, it wasn't something that I have been doing since I was a kid, because I know a lot of writers, composers, they have been writing since they were at 3 years old. I mean, my son, I have a 7-year-old son, and he has been writing at school. He's making rhymes and all that. I mean, so he's very into that. And I didn't have that chance when I was a kid.
When we could follow Jaime while we're talking. Follow Jaime on Instagram so you can stay up to date on all the projects that are out and all the things that are to come. We're going to talk about a few of them in a minute. When did you come here? You write a lot about the immigration journey, the immigrant story. You know, we all come from somewhere. My grandfather came here from Italy. But I'm like I said, I'm in North Bergen, where 93% Hispanic district, first generation Americans. What's your journey?
I went to music school, and then, I mean, I was born and raised in Monterrey, Mexico. And then I applied, when I graduated from music school, I applied for this master program at NYU. But the funny thing is that I didn't speak any English at the time. So they accepted me to the program. They gave me a full tuition scholarship to come to the program. And I was the first Mexican ever accepted and graduated from that program. And I think I was the 5th or 6th Latino after, at that time I was in cycle 19. After 19 years, I was the 5th or 6th Latino, the first Mexican. So I came to New York City speaking no English. I learned going to NYU. I mean, I was able to understand reading, but I have never speak it and communicate with others. But what I learned, and I think that is the key in musical theater, it's not about speaking the language, but it's about being able to communicate and collaborate. And that is beyond any language. You don't need to speak the same language, like English, Spanish, Chinese, whatever, to be able to communicate and to be able to collaborate. And that's what I did when I was at NYU. And since then, I've been focusing my career because I realized that there was a lack on these kind of stories about people in musical theater, stories about people coming from other places. And as you mentioned, your family, I mean, this country is practically made by people from all over the world. Thanks to all the immigrants and all these different cultures, is that this country is so rich. So yeah, I took that as a mission to tell the stories of people like myself with different, all with different journeys, because we all have very unique and different journeys, but all of those are important. No, there's people that they cross the river. There's people they get here in a fly. There's people that they come like looking for asylum. We have different challenges, and I think it's important to open our hearts and our ears to all those different stories.
Oh, and you do. And your albums and your music is out. People can stream it, like Songs by an Immigrant or Songs by an Immigrant Volume 2. And there's many, the other side, there's many albums. There's multiple singles and music, wherever music is heard. And you can, again, follow Jaime and listen to the whole story. You have won a whole bunch of awards. Lin-Manuel Miranda calls you the next thing to come to this art form for sure. You've done orchestrations for like in the Heights. You've done work on all sorts of musicals. You have a new musical that you're working on that was just on Playbill with you and Tommy Newman and Rojas, which is coming Forestburg Playhouse. But at the end of the day, you seem, like you said, to be a storyteller. You even are doing shows. You go back to Mexico and do shows.
Yeah, I strongly believe that, I mean, I'm a mix of, I was born and raised in Mexico. The first time that I came to New York City, to the United States, I was 28 years old. I was like old, like a lot of people when they leave home, they are like more like in younger years. So, but I think the way that I speak, my accent, the Spanglish, having my son was born here. My wife is from Mexico also, but she's from Mexico City. So I am who I am. I can't be someone else. And speaking Spanish, having an accent, writing the stories, going back to Mexico and doing concerts, doing shows there, collaborating with all kind of people, like with Tommy. Right now, we are here in the middle of the woods in Forestburg, writing a show. Tommy and my wife Florencia are next door, just working right now. And I took a little break to do this interview. And I collaborate with all kinds of people, immigrants from all around the world, people from the United States with all kinds of backgrounds. And I think that is a very important part of my story. So the thing that I want to tell.
And it's so important. It's so important. I see it every day with my students and their journey and understanding the journey. It's all part of this country's journey, and we all come from somewhere.
I actually live in Union City.
Oh, then Jaime.
Yeah, just a few blocks away.
I'll meet you at Noches and we'll grab some lunch. I'm ready. Come on, Jaime.
I love Coach House. And have you been there?
We're literally, that's my neighborhood. That's it. We're right here. I'm going to see you at the North Bergen Walmart or wherever. That's May 30th. Lucille Lortel Theater, they're the place for off-Broadway theater. They run the awards. They do all of the work. You have an event May 30th. Look, folks, tickets start at $5. You can't even go to Starbucks for $5. Jaime is not putting his kid through college on your $5. It is a steal of a deal. Tell us about this event, Songs by an Immigrant Unplugged. What a lineup. You have quite the guests coming.
Yeah, we're very excited about this concert. The Lortel Theater is the theater where I had my very first off-Broadway show back in 2012, I think, or 11 or 12. I did my first Broadway show there that I wrote it with Tommy Newman. That it was called, at that time was called The Yellow Brick Road. Now it's called El Otro Oz. It just played the Atlantic Theater a few months ago. So I'm very excited to be back in that same theater where I did my first off-Broadway show, and now doing songs from my albums and talking and singing about this immigrant experience. So I think it's important and very meaningful for me and for the people who's going to be on stage. And also we're having a beautiful band. We have a string quartet. It's going to be a very beautiful concert, and we are so excited. And the Lucille Lortel made it happen and doing this thing about pay what you want. If you want to pay $5 and come. And I think that I'm very lucky to have all these ally organizations that they believe in my people, in myself, in these stories, and they support what we're doing. And so having the opportunity to do these concerts in a very accessible way for all, I think that is very important.
Get your tickets, lortel.org. You can go to lortel.org, click the link below this video, and you can grab your seats to see this event. I was joking about your albums were on Broadway Records, which is, I was joking about Mauricio Martínez, etc. He's singing with me on June 14th at 54 Below.
Nice.
He sings. They all sing. How do you get your group of guest artists to come, and what is it like to hear your music sung by these powerhouses?
I mean, when this project and the people that is around me, that is by my side, we call this Jaime Lozano and The Familia. And when we say The Familia, the family, is for real. I mean, all these people, we have been going through a lot of things together. We have been like facing the same or different challenges. We have been there helping each other. When Mauricio came to the United States the first time, he was staying at my apartment at the time. We were doing a show together. My wife and I, we decided to stay here. We came for our honeymoon, and we decided to, because the first time that I came here was to study, but then I went back to Mexico. I met my wife, and then we came only for our honeymoon, and then we decided to stay with no official paper. I mean, we were applying again for our artist visa. So we have all these journeys. Mauricio is struggling also to do a career on Broadway. He's an amazing Broadway actor. We're struggling with writing these stories, with having a child. All these people singing our stories and singing my songs is people that is for real a familia. That my son called them like tios y tías, like aunties and uncles. It's real a familia, and I think that you can see that on stage. I think that is very important, that it's not only people singing songs by other people. It's like familia. It's like that you are in your living room with your familia, telling stories, having fun, sharing about each other. And I think you can see that on stage, and that is very important. And you can feel that honesty.
Absolutely. You must hear from so many people who are a part of the Hispanic community who do not, or any community, who do not see themselves represented on stage often. We still are in a time where representation matters so much in theater and television and film. What is the response when people see their stories through your work?
I mean, to be honest, that is one of the most beautiful things about what I do. When I was a kid, I mean, I told you that I started very late writing songs, and it was because of that. I didn't know what was Broadway. I didn't know Broadway existed. I didn't know that New York City was something reachable to me. So because I couldn't see someone like me doing what I was doing, like doing songwriting or writing musicals. So sometimes, I mean, we do concerts in almost every single venue in the city. To be honest, some concert has been like a sold out. But sometimes you have to perform for 10 people, 15 people. It's very hard. But what I always say is you don't know who is gonna be there, you know? You don't know if there's only 2 people in the audience, but one of those is gonna be inspired by, or you might change the life of some of them because they are looking at that representation now. And I think that representation is just a consequence of what we're doing. I think the first thing is we just have to be honest with what we're telling, be passionate and honest about our stories. And a lot of people ask me, "Oh, but why do you write only like Latino stories or immigrant stories?" And I mean, I consider that my mission. Of course, I can write any other kind of songs or any other kind of stories. But right now, I'm focusing on those stories and on being honest, because I think those stories deserve to be told and heard. And other people seeing themselves in those stories is just a consequence of being honest with who I am.
I think it's humanity. Absolutely. It's for everybody. You don't have to be the same language or the same exact story to understand feelings, emotions, and the journey of our lives. And that's what you do. And you do it well. You have all the awards to prove it, Jaime.
We're working hard. We're doing our best.
What can we do to support besides coming to see the show May 30th? We could stream the music, right? Your albums, your music is out.
Yes, please. You can find Jaime Lozano and The Familia, Songs by an Immigrant, in every single digital platform. I think it's important to it's free. I mean, now you don't even need to buy an album. You just can go online and listen to music. And I think that, I mean, for us and artists trying to make a living of this, like people listening to our songs, sharing our art, I think it's important, and I'm really grateful for people like you who help us to spread the word and amplify our voices.
Well, I'm so honored to spend time with you today. I can't wait to see where your work goes. I can't wait to see it literally be sung and performed all around this world. And you give voice to a lot of people who in a community and that need that representation. It's God's work that you're doing. Jaime Lozano on Instagram, it's his name. You could get that. You can get tickets for May 30th at lortel.org. And go to his website, stay up to date. He can coach. You can find his music. You can go see his shows. There's shows all around the world. There'll be more shows in New York City. So new plays being written at this moment. He's writing right now. So we're excited to see all that's to come. I can't wait to catch one of your shows. I'm excited to see it and to listen.
Please, it will be a pleasure to have you there. Hope you can make it soon.
Done. Otherwise, I'll just meet you on the corner of Kennedy Boulevard and 65th Street, and we'll just put on a concert right there. Put a little. That's it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, that's a deal. Jaime, it's such an honor. Thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to May 30th and all to come.
Thank you so much, Robert.
How about that? All roads lead to Hudson County, New Jersey. Isn't that weird and random? You know, that's how we do it here on the Roundtable. If you liked I am doing a show June 14th. 54 Below. You can get your tickets, 54below.org. Mauricio Martínez. Oh, he's such a good singer. Mexican novella, soap star, Broadway star. I'm in trouble. For more information about me, go to robertbannon.com, and you could listen to us every day also on the Broadway Podcast Network, on Broadway World on Fridays, and right here on YouTube. I appreciate you all so much for being here. There is always more good than there is bad, and the best is always yet to come. Sometimes we just got to look for it. You know what I'm saying? Till next time, thanks for being here, everybody. Bye-bye.